So today I went to go get diesel fuel for one of my diesel trucks, and once again, man, it seems like every week the prices of diesel just keep skyrocketing. But this is a very serious problem. I'm hearing that we only have a 25-day diesel supply in our country. But guys, do me a favor, hit the like button right now on this video because I want this content to be pushed across the entire platform. I think everybody should know. But doing a little bit of research, I ran into this clip from Tucker Carlson. Check this out.
This country is about to run out of diesel fuel. According to data from the Energy Information Administration, by the Monday of Thanksgiving week, that's 25 days from now, there will be no more diesel. So what's going to happen then? Well, everything will stop. That means trucks and trains and barges all unable to move. Farm equipment will shut down. There will be no deliveries because there will be no trucks. There will be no diesel generators. And then inevitably our economy will crash because everything runs on diesel fuel. Not on solar panels, not on wind farms, on diesel fuel. Diesel is not a negotiable commodity. You have to have diesel. So what happens when we don't have it?
If you've been paying attention to prices at the pump, especially if you use diesel, you probably already know this. There's a big difference between the price of gasoline and diesel. That's because right now the US has experienced one of the biggest shortages of diesel since 2008. Currently there are only 25 days of supply left, and that number is dropping fast. And this matters even if you don't use diesel yourself because it's an essential part of the supply chain. And as temperatures begin to drop, thousands of households across the country will be using it as their primary source of heat. So what will it mean if things continue like this? And will we see something like this happen to gasoline? Now let's go ahead and dive into this video clip from a press conference. A question was asked to John Kirby about how the White House will respond to the shortage of diesel. Check this out.
What are we doing to prepare for the winter and to ramp up supply of diesel?
I'll take the question on the diesel because I just don't have the data on that in front of me. So let me take that and we'll get back to you on that. But writ large, the president has been working very, very hard to make sure that we're that not only are we ready for fluctuations that could come, and of course the prices are going down, and we think that's important, but that we are also doing what we can to help our European friends and partners who are also going to be facing a long, cold winter. We have doubled our commitment. The commitment he made in March for natural gas exports to Europe, we've doubled that commitment in terms of actual, getting things over there, getting natural gas over there. And we are working with foreign suppliers of natural gas and oil to see if we can't help our European partners diversify their own storage and supplies.
Yeah, I think we're in some serious trouble. I think all I heard there was he wants to help out other countries. Let's get some better news. Let's just see what Harris thinks about diesel.
I have a particular fondness, I must tell you, for electric school buses. I love electric school buses. On a daily basis, 25 million children in our country every day go to school on those diesel-fueled school buses. And hundreds, thousands of school bus drivers are driving those buses, which are then these people, these children, these adults, are inhaling what is toxic air.
But what's exactly contributing to the shortage of diesel? We're going to talk about that here in a second. But I was reading another article about how they're going to ban diesel vehicles in the year 2030 in the UK. Now, most of us already know this. There's this huge push for electric vehicles, especially in California. Now, this is the biggest reason why we're having the fuel shortages per the news and per the articles. I'm not 100% sure what the real backstory is here. But the biggest reason is the cutoff of Russian imports. Prior to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the US was importing nearly 700,000 barrels per day of petroleum and petroleum products. The refineries do have a small amount of flexibility in shifting gasoline production, but it's a pretty small amount. Now that also means that if refiners do shift production, it also potentially creates shortages in the gasoline market. I'm also hearing talk that relief is on the way as some diesel imports are on the way from Europe to the East Coast. But the diesel fuel shortage won't likely return to normal before next summer at the earliest. Now, I know the Russian and Ukraine war is a big factor in what's going on with the shortages that we have here in the US with the sanctions going on over there. But the Mississippi River, I'm sure you guys are hearing about it, it's at its lowest level since the 1980s. As a matter of fact, some of the barges actually touched the bottom of the river and they got stuck. Barge operators are cautioned to lighten their loads so they don't sink all the way down. But these barges move supplies through the US. This river is such a vital asset to our economy, and it's pretty much dry. So with that being said, a lot of semis, a lot of trucking companies are having to take up that workload, which in turn uses a lot of diesel fuel. But this is a pretty huge problem. Our government seems like they don't care. It seems like they're trying to push an agenda. Now, I don't want to speak for my opinion. I'm just saying this is what I'm seeing. But this is a huge problem, not only logistically, but heating homes in the wintertime. I know a lot of people, especially in the New England area, use oil, kerosene, diesel to heat their homes. And especially a lot of lower income families that cannot afford to heat their home with $6 to $7 a gallon, which is insane. Kerosene right now is like $6, $7 a gallon. Now, do I think we're gonna run out of diesel fuel completely in the United States of America in 25 days? Actually, it's gonna be less than that because the reports were mid-October when they talked about the 25 days. From what I'm reading and what I'm researching, it seems like we only have that amount of days to supply our country. But of course, there's more fuel supply coming in from across the Atlantic into our country. We're no stranger to inflation. It's been really bad. It's been rampant for the last couple years. And to be honest with you, it has not gone down. It's just gotten worse. I've actually been talking with a lot of local farmers, people that live down the street from me, and some people that live across the county on their concerns on it. Also, some transportation companies are reporting that they're scheduling stops at certain fuel stations because there's less money to save money. But with that being said, we're expected to see even more delays with deliveries in our local community. Now, for some of you guys that just drive diesel pickup trucks, diesel cars, how are you going to prepare for this one? I think it's important to have stockpiles of diesel fuel at your house. And what I mean by that, nothing crazy, not like 200 gallons, but I think it's important that you guys, have about 20, 30 gallons of diesel fuel in containers. It's just a nice little insurance just to know that you have some backup and some reserve. But of course, that's not going to take you on through the entire winter. There's definitely nothing wrong with taking precautions. I'm not going to say that you should go out and spend thousands of dollars on diesel fuel because you think you'll never get it. I think that's a little extreme, but definitely be prepared. The price at the pump is definitely not going down in the foreseeable future. Is it going to go down? I don't think so. I think it's going to continue to go up, especially when our refineries and reserves can't keep up and pretty much just dwindling down to nothing. And of course, you guys see the trend with the upcoming elections. You guys see that all these crises happen before election. There may be a contributing factor to that as well. But this is a huge heads up. I don't want to cause panic. I don't want you guys to go out there and spend a ton of money. I just think that it's important that you guys be aware of this and take the necessary precautions according to your lifestyle to prepare for this moment. Now, do I personally think that we should sell all of our diesel vehicles and switch over to gas or electric? Absolutely not. My prediction here is by next year, we're going to be at a critical low point in diesel fuel and oil. With that being said, we're going to be outsourcing diesel from other countries, which means that the diesel prices are going to skyrocket by next year. I just think that we're going to be spending way more at the pump. Now, I hope I'm completely wrong about the situation, but hey, only time will tell, right? But guys, that's it for this video. I do appreciate you guys watching, and again, hit the like button. We need this information spread across this platform. And if you guys enjoyed the content, definitely hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. We're always doing some really cool builds. It's really cool when you guys follow my journey and just see how all this stuff turns out. But that's it. We'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned.